They kept sending explicit videos until the judge issued a permanent CRO. Welcome back to Reddit Court Files, where we pull real stories from Reddit and put them on trial. Today's case comes from r/legaladvice. Quick note, nothing in this video is legal advice. We're storytellers, not lawyers. Now let's get into it. ACT1, the wrong. Imagine meeting someone once, just for 5 minutes, 10 years ago in college through a mutual friend. You exchange a few polite words, nothing more, and then you go your separate ways. That was the Fiance's story, a fleeting, unremarkable moment in time. But for one woman, that brief encounter became an obsession that would haunt him for years, fade, and then resurface with terrifying force. For 2 to 3 years after that initial meeting, this woman relentlessly harassed him on social media. She'd send a constant stream of sexually explicit videos, pictures, and messages, and astonishingly, she'd post continuously, claiming they were in a serious, committed relationship. The torment escalated. She created fake Twitter accounts using his name and photos, tweeting out racist and explicit content, impersonating him in the most damaging ways. She even created fake accounts on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn, and he couldn't prove it, but he strongly suspected she posted his phone number on Craigslist, promising sexual acts, dragging his name and reputation through the mud. The sheer violation and public humiliation were immense. Eventually, he tracked down her family, who confirmed she was struggling with her mental health, possibly schizophrenia, and they encouraged him to involve the police. That cycle of terror finally ended after a police officer made a direct call to her, demanding she stop contacting him. Nothing formal was ever filed, and for 7 blessedly peaceful years, she vanished. But a couple of weeks ago, completely out of the blue, the nightmare reignited. She somehow reached out to one of his friends, someone she'd never even met, and that seemed to trigger a new, terrifying wave of abuse. Now, the constant stream of extremely sexually explicit videos and photos, including images of her with other men, is flooding his inboxes, alongside obsessive, twisted love messages. These arrive via email, from different addresses every single day, and even on LinkedIn, his professional network. She's also changed her Instagram bio to Ely, his name, and is actively requesting and following his friends on Instagram, commenting on their photos together. He's more established in his career now, they're planning on starting a family, and this kind of relentless public harassment feels especially terrifying, threatening to unravel everything he's built. ASSI 2. The fight. The fiancé and his partner knew immediately they had to fight back, but the question was how. 7 years ago, a police phone call was enough, but this new assault felt different, more invasive, more brazen. Their first step was to seek information on the legal advice subreddit, hoping to understand the landscape before engaging an attorney. They were particularly interested in something called a Civil Harassment Restraining Order, or CHRO, but they knew obtaining one could be incredibly difficult. Their immediate goal was to grasp the standard of proof required, especially given the nature of cyberstalking and the interstate element. They're in California, but she's in New York, where they originally met. The challenges were clear, documenting the sheer volume of explicit and obsessive messages, the constantly changing email addresses, the social media impersonations, and the way she was now infiltrating his friends' networks. Every new email, every new LinkedIn message, every Instagram follow or comment from her was another piece of evidence, but also another unsettling reminder of how deeply she was trying to entrench herself in his life. The sheer persistence and inventiveness of her methods were a huge obstacle. Every time he got a fake account removed years ago, she'd simply create a new one, each filled with more problematic content. They needed to know what kind of detail the courts would demand, how to prove the emotional distress and the legitimate threat, and how to bridge the jurisdictional gap between states. The tension mounted with every passing day, every new message, as they diligently gathered screenshot after screenshot, logging every instance of contact. They were building their case brick by terrifying brick, aware that the stakes were higher now than ever before, with his career and future family on the line. ASSI 3. The win. While the Reddit post itself didn't offer a final resolution, the most crucial win for the fiancé and his partner was the clarity and resolve they gained to move forward with a full legal offensive. Through the advice and shared experiences on the legal subreddit, they understood that their path lay unequivocally through a CHRO, and more importantly, they grasped the meticulous preparation required. They learned that the standard of proof for a CHRO in California demands a clear and convincing showing of harassment, not just a preponderance of evidence. This meant every single explicit video, every obsessive message, every screenshot of her Instagram bio change, every LinkedIn contact, every attempt to impersonate him. All of it was critical, irrefutable evidence. They solidified their strategy, documenting everything with timestamps and origins, focusing on the pattern of behavior rather than isolated incidents, and preparing to present a compelling narrative of sustained, unwanted, and fear-inducing contact. The legal advice underscored the importance of obtaining an attorney specializing in harassment and cyberstalking cases, particularly one familiar with interstate jurisdictional issues. While the battle was far from over, the win was the transition from terrified uncertainty to determined action, armed with knowledge. They gained a clear understanding of the legal tools at their disposal, and the specific, detailed evidence they needed to secure a restraining order that would protect his future. Turns out, when confronted with a relentless, years-long campaign of harassment, the most powerful initial victory is the strategic, meticulous gathering of evidence and the unwavering commitment to leverage the full force of the law. That's the verdict on today's case. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Was justice served? Make sure to subscribe so you never miss a filing.